Right now, somewhere, a person is going to sleep without having spoken to a single human all day. No message, no voice, no one who noticed they were there. And their body is reacting to it like an emergency, because to your brain, being alone isn't just sad, it's dangerous, and it always has been. For almost all of human history, you could not survive on your own. Not for a week. A single human, alone in the wild, was a dead human. No one to watch for predators while you slept. No one to share food when your hunt failed. No one to care for you when you got sick. Our ancestors didn't survive because they were strong. They survived because they were together. So evolution did something clever. It made being alone feel terrible. On purpose. Loneliness is not a flaw. It's an alarm. The same way thirst pushes you toward water, loneliness was designed to push you back toward the group. Back to safety. Back to the only thing that kept you alive. And in the ancient world, the worst punishment wasn't death. It was exile. In tribe after tribe, in culture after culture, the harshest sentence was to be cast out, to be sent away from everyone. The ancient Greeks even had a formal vote for it. They would write a name on a piece of pottery, and that person was banished from the city. We still use the word today, ostracism. Being exiled wasn't mercy, it was a slower death sentence. And every human alive today is descended from the people who were terrified of that happening, which means you carry that fear too. So, what actually happens to a human with zero friends? Not metaphorically, physically. In 2003, researchers at UCLA put people inside a brain scanner and had them play a simple online game with two others. Then, the two others stopped passing the ball, leaving the person out. Just a game. Just strangers. And yet, the scan lit up a region called the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. The exact same region that activates when you feel physical pain. Your brain, it turns out, doesn't have a separate system for social pain. It runs rejection through the same circuitry as a broken bone. When people say loneliness hurts, they're not being poetic. The brain genuinely cannot tell the difference. But that's only the beginning. When you're chronically isolated, your body shifts into a state psychologists call self-preservation mode. Your levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, climb and stay high. Your brain starts scanning the world for threats that aren't there. You become more anxious, more suspicious, more easily hurt. And here's the cruel part. This is exactly what pushes lonely people further away from others. The isolation makes you see danger in people, so you pull back, which makes you more isolated, which raises the alarm even higher. The psychologist John Cacioppo, who spent his life studying this, called loneliness a trap. The lonelier you get, the more your own brain works against you reconnecting. Then it goes deeper, into your cells. A researcher named Steve Cole discovered something disturbing. In deeply lonely people, the activity of their genes actually changes. The genes that cause inflammation get turned up. The genes that fight off viruses get turned down. Think about what that means. Loneliness doesn't just make you feel bad. It rewires your immune system to expect a wound and forget how to fight a cold. Your body, on a molecular level, is preparing for a fight and lowering its defense against disease, all because no one is around. And the long-term numbers are staggering. In 2010, researcher Julianne Holt-Lunstad combined data from hundreds of thousands of people across many studies. She found that weak social connection increases your risk of early death by around 26%. Stronger isolation, even more. To put that in perspective, being chronically lonely was found to be as damaging to your lifespan as smoking around 15 cigarettes a day. Let that land. Having no close connections can be as deadly as a serious smoking habit, but there's no warning label on it. No one tells you that solitude can quietly shorten your life. And if the isolation becomes total, complete, prolonged, with no contact at all, the mind itself starts to break. We know this from one of the darkest places humans have ever built. Solitary confinement. People kept alone in a cell for weeks, months, sometimes years. What happens to them is consistent and terrifying. They lose track of time. They struggle to think clearly. Many begin to hallucinate, hearing voices, seeing things that aren't there. Without other people, the brain doesn't just get lonely, it loses its grip on reality, because other humans are how we stay calibrated. We check our thoughts against theirs. We borrow their reactions to know what's normal. Take that away completely, and the mind starts generating its own input. Ghosts of the connection it's starving for. So this is the truth about a human with zero friends. The body floods with stress. The brain treats every day like a threat. The immune system turns against itself. And the mind, given enough silence, starts to come apart, all from the absence of something we treat as optional. But here's the part that should change how you see this. None of this means something is wrong with you. If being alone feels unbearable, that's not weakness. That's 100,000 years of evolution doing exactly what it was built to do. The ache you feel when you're isolated is the same ancient signal that kept your ancestors alive. It's not a malfunction, it's a map. It's pointing you somewhere. The problem is that the modern world is almost perfectly designed to ignore it. You can have your food delivered, your entertainment streamed, your work done from a screen, your whole life arranged so you never have to need another person. You can be surrounded by millions and speak to no one. We built a world where you can survive completely alone, for the first time ever. But surviving was never the point. Your body still keeps score. It still counts the days without a real conversation. It still floods with relief the moment someone genuinely sees you. Because under all the technology, you are still that creature around the fire, still wired to belong, still measuring your safety by the people beside you. So if you've been feeling that pull lately, that quiet ache to reach out, to call someone, to not be so alone, listen to it. It's not loneliness trying to hurt you. It's the oldest part of you trying to keep you alive.